Middle-age sight. You know what it is. Losing the ability to see clearly up close. Known medically as presbyopia, this condition hits everyone sometime between their mid-40s and early 50s. At first, it becomes difficult to read fine print or to thread a needle. But as time goes by, you depend more and more on your glasses to see anything and everything up close. And once you start needing reading glasses, well, there's no going back, right? But there is another way. Like any other part of your body, your eyes respond to exercise and relaxation. If you're already dependent on reading glasses, you could reduce their strength, need them less, and could even eliminate them altogether. Regardless of your age or how long you've been using reading glasses, you can learn how to stimulate the focusing power of your eyes. The Read Without Glasses method will show you how.
Hi, I'm Martin Sussman, founder and president of the Cambridge Institute for Better Vision. For more than 25 years, I've been showing people natural and safe alternatives to improve their vision and to take care of their eyesight without drugs, without surgery, without glasses, without contact lenses. More than 250,000 people have contacted the Cambridge Institute for Better Vision for help with their eyes. In 1985, I authored the Program for Better Vision, which is the world's #1 best-selling audio tape system for improving eyesight. But I'm here today to share with you an exciting and revolutionary solution to one particular problem, and that's the problem of aging eyes. So many of us, when we hit our 40s or early 50s, can no longer see clearly up close. And the sad thing is, we think that there's nothing we can do about it. But that's not true. With this chart, and with the Read Without Glasses method that you're about to learn on this video, you will be able to sharpen your near vision and reverse middle-age sight or presbyopia. The Read Without Glasses method was developed by a colleague, Dr. Gottlieb. Dr. Gottlieb has been a practicing vision therapy optometrist for more than 30 years, and he is also the dean of the College of Syntonic Optometry. Dr. Gottlieb developed this method and tested it for years with his patients. And I helped Dr. Gottlieb refine the Read Without Glasses method so that we could bring it to you today. The method works on two basic visual principles. One is that our visual system has two aspects, convergence and divergence. The other is the principle that convergence stimulates accommodation. The Read Without Glasses method organizes those general principles into a very concrete method that is easy to use and simple to learn and very effective. The Read Without Glasses method will help virtually everybody who has trouble seeing things up close, middle-age sight or presbyopia. However, there are some people who cannot be helped by the method. If you have amblyopia or lazy eye, if you have an eye-turning problem, if you have low vision problems, or if you have only one functioning eye, then the Read Without Glasses method is not for you. But the method can help virtually everybody else. As I said before, the Read Without Glasses method is easy to learn and very simple to practice. In a moment, we will watch as Dr. Gottlieb demonstrates the method. Then after the demonstration is complete, I'll come back and review the method for you. Then we'll talk about advanced ways to use the method. And finally, we'll discuss what to do if you should have any problems learning any parts of the method. The Read Without Glasses method has two parts, and each part has 4 steps. I would suggest that you watch this video all the way through, at least once, if not 2 or 3 times, so that you are completely familiar with all of the method before you try to do it on your own. That way, when you do the method on your own, you'll be confident that you are practicing it correctly and accurately. Now let's watch as Dr. Gottlieb demonstrates the method.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Dr. Gottlieb.
Today we're going to learn about the read without glasses method.
Okay.
Okay, it's simple, it's straightforward, and it should work real well with you.
Okay.
And I would like to know just a little bit about your eyes. Have you always worn glasses or just recently?
I'd say just recently. I had perfect vision throughout most of my life, and then just after my mid-40s, I started needing to hold things farther away. I started not being able to read price tags. Other people pointed it out to me that I was holding things farther away, so I did go and get glasses just for reading, though, or just for close-up work.
Now they're fine.
No, I'm just about to need to get stronger glasses, which is really discouraging because I started at the lowest possible need and now I need to go up a bit.
Well, that's real typical as people go into their 40s and progressively they need more and more stronger and stronger glasses, and sometimes even for distance. So we're going to use the read without glasses method to try to counteract that and to reverse the process. Okay? So the first thing that we want to do is to check your vision to see how well you see. So if you look at this chart, I want you to kind of look down. You can read the word cross, you can read down, and tell me how far down can you read. We want to do like a pre-testing.
Okay. Cross your eyes to clear this print.
Can you go down to this paragraph?
No.
No, okay. And how about this size?
From the top, cross your eyes to clear this print. Hold a pen, point up halfway to this page, look at this point, notice the dots above, see.
Now it's getting hard?
Now it's impossible.
Okay. So we know just about where you are. So that gives us a starting point.
Okay.
So we're going to do the method. And the method has two parts, and we're going to start with part 1, and there's going to be 4 steps. Okay? Ready? So what I'd like you to do is hold one finger at about this distance.
Okay.
And that's good. And then hold another finger at this distance. Maybe you want to do it this way. Okay, good. So first I want you to look at your far away finger.
Okay.
Okay, and as you do that, let's just pull this up just a little bit. As you look at this finger, how many does it look like this? I know there's only one finger there, and so do you. But if you look at this finger, how many fingers look like there are?
2.
2. Okay, that's just perfect. Now I want you to look at the closer finger. So line them up. That's right. So now you have to cross your eyes to look there. And while you do that, don't forget to look right here. How many of the far away finger do you see?
2.
2. That's great. We know you can do this. The method is based on that kind of double vision, which is very typical. There's nothing wrong with that. So here's how we're going to work. This is now step 2.
Okay.
Step 2 is you hold the target right about here. And I want you to hold your finger up about halfway to the chart. And I want you to look at your finger, and in the background, while you look at something on your finger, how many dots does it look like there are?
On the upper row or the lower row?
On the upper row, these top 2 dots. It looks like 2 dots, so you got to really look at some part of your finger there. So see any detail on your finger?
Oh, 3.
You see 3 now, okay? So that's
If I
perfect.
really focus on that,
That's right. So the biggest mistake that people make is they tend to forget to look. So you have to look at your finger, and that's what it is. So as you do that, it gets easier to see the 3?
Clearly.
Clearly, okay. That's step 2. So far, you're just an A student.
Okay.
Okay? So just relax for a second. Close your eyes.
Okay.
That's right. Take a breath. Okay, and let's come back to this now. Good. So relaxation is really important in this. So I want you to look at your finger, get 3 dots.
Okay.
And there's a paragraph where that middle dot is.
Yes.
Okay? Can you tell me anything about the depth of that paragraph? Does it look any different than the other paragraphs?
The middle paragraph is receded.
Receding a little bit. Get behind the page, maybe, what, about half an inch?
It does.
Good. Okay, that's perfect. And that 3-dimensional effect is really important. So just relax, breathe, look at your finger, and notice that 3-dimensional effect. And see if you can put your attention on the middle dot without losing it.
Okay.
That's step 3. And the next step, see if you can look at the word cross and begin to read, holding the depth, holding the 3 dots. See if you can read down the page.
Cross your eyes to clear this print. Hold a pen, point up halfway to this page. Look at the point. Notice the dots above C4. Move the pen nearer or farther to C3. To learn to hold 3 dots without a pen, look at the middle dot. This is amazing.
That's fantastic. Go to the next paragraph.
Lower,
Yeah,
I'd have to move my finger down
that's
to
fine.
do that.
As long as you keep 3.
I've got 3 dots above.
good.
Center paragraph is receded. I could keep going with this.
That's fantastic.
If you cannot read this fine print, do not strain. The more you strain, the worse you'll see. My eyes are functioning much differently than they were a few minutes ago.
This is the read without glasses method, and you just learned it like a champion. So what I'd like you to do is now to do a post-test. So without crossing your eyes,
Okay.
I want you to look and start to read down and see if you can read better than you did when you first started. So you just hold that chart right about there and just start reading down to see how far down you can read without crossing your eyes.
Cross your eyes to clear this print. Hold a pen, point up halfway to the page. Look at the point. Notice the dots above, C4. Move the pen nearer or farther to C3. To learn to hold 3 dots without a pen, look at the middle dot and bring the pen slowly to your nose. Is this clearer with crossed eyes? Well, this is just
This is
clearer,
without crossing.
period. This is a lot further than I got before. And I think I can even go on to the second paragraph. If you cannot read this fine print, do not strain. The more you strain, the worse you'll see. The secret to better vision is relaxation. Excess tension in eye muscles stops circulation and makes vision inflexible and insensitive. If you were to ask me if I could read this, I would tell you I cannot read this, and I can read this. Should I go on?
Can you go any further than that?
You can overlap these 8. So now I'm starting to lose it. It's very small, very
Okay.
smaller. I'm starting to lose
Okay,
it.
good. You're excellent. You're much, much better than you were.
Almost feels like it's a different chart,
Well, it's not.
but it's not,
But
right?
that's just how simple it is.
Okay.
Okay. We did part 1, and now we're going to do part 2. There's 4 steps in part 2, and it goes like this. You're going to look as if you were looking way across the room, okay? And I'm going to take this chart, and you're going to hold it next to your face so that it's right on your nose, and each of these dots is lined up right, one in front of one eye, one in front of the other eye.
Okay.
So take this, put it right on your nose, and that's right, way up here. That's right. And do you see one big dot?
I'm looking directly through one
Directly
big
through
dot.
as if you were looking across the room.
Mm-hmm.
And you got one big fuzzy dot.
Yes.
Okay, so that's step 1. Now we're going to try to get to step 2. So take a nice breath, blink your eyes a couple of times, and slowly push the chart away from you. And you should begin to notice as you go out that 2 other dots are visible on the side. So now you have a middle paragraph with a dot in it and 2 side paragraphs that have dots in it, plus the other ones.
Yes.
Okay, good. So now just breathe a little bit. Good. And just see if you can move the chart a little bit left and a little bit right. Just move a little bit in space. That's exactly right. Just move it, move it, move it. Just kind of get used to it. Take a nice breath. Okay, and can you move it a little bit further out? That's great. So that's step 2. You're just wonderful. So I want you to notice now, just keep your eyes relaxed, looking, and notice the middle paragraph. Do you see any depth in the middle paragraph compared to the other paragraphs?
The middle paragraph appears to be closer to me than
Closer to you. So in the first
outside.
part of the method, you saw the middle paragraph behind the page, away from you.
Right.
In this case, it's the opposite. The middle paragraph is out of the page, popping toward you.
That's right.
Great. So that's you're just moving right through it. That's step 3. And step 4 is to relax, and can you just kind of begin to look at the words and see if you can allow the words to get clearer as you look down the page.
I can.
And see if you can push it a little bit further away. That's great. Nice breath. Still got it?
Got it.
You are just great. And move, so each step that you begin to push it out, just kind of move, get a little bit looser, move it left and right. That's right. That's great. Relax the back of your neck.
Just lost it.
Just lost it, okay? So then you would just practice again. You'd bring it up here until
back.
you can, now it came back. And so you maybe not even have to go all the way to your nose, and then you gradually, there you go, that's fine. When you practice this,
Yeah.
you want to practice both ways.
Okay.
Because you want to have a great flexibility in the way you use your eyes.
Okay.
The part one is the one that really begins to pull your vision so that you can see clearer and clearer, and part two helps to balance the effort that you did in part one,
Okay.
and it also helps to bring your eyes clearer.
Okay.
So that's part one. Part two, each part had 4 steps.
Okay.
And now you've done read without glasses method.
Okay.
And now what you have to do is you have to practice doing this every day. You should practice at least 6 minutes at a time
On my own.
on your own.
Okay.
You take the chart home and you practice part one and part two.
Okay.
And probably emphasizing part one, you're going to get better at both.
Mm-hmm.
What I'd like you to do is to practice at least 6 minutes a day at a
Okay.
time, and I'd like you to practice many times during the day.
Okay.
Okay?
What if I just have 6 minutes once a day? That's it. What if that's all I have?
That's fine. Some days you may not have time to do it
Mm-hmm.
any more than 6 minutes, but it's real easy to find little times during the day that you can just pull that chart out.
Okay.
You know, commercials on TV are a perfect time to pull it out.
Okay.
The more you practice, the better the result. The quicker the result, and the longer it's going to stay with you.
Okay.
Okay?
Great. Thank
Good.
you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Christine. Now, you just watched as Christine practiced the read without glasses method for the very first time. Now, not everybody improves that dramatically the first time that they work with the method, but what I want to do now is review the method with you so that when you are practicing it on your own, you'll feel confident that you are doing it correctly. The first step is to look at your close finger and notice that you see 2 images of your distant finger, and then to look at your distant finger and notice that you see 2 images of your close-up finger. The second step is to look at your finger, and while you're holding up the chart, see 3 dots. Some people see first 4 dots that merge into 3. The third step is to get that image of 3D. So you're continuing to look at your finger, and when you see the 3D image, you will see the center dot and the text behind it receding or going a little bit farther away from you than the rest of the chart. The fourth step of part 1 is, once you can maintain that image of 3D, is to move your eyes from line to line and paragraph to paragraph, reading smaller and smaller lines on the chart. The first step in part 2 is to start with the chart right on your nose so that 1 dot is in front of each eye. In the second step of part 2, you move the chart away from you until you see the 3 dots. In the third step, you continue seeing that illusion of 3 dots, but then you also notice the image of 3D. And in this case, the image or the center dot and the text behind it will come in closer to you than the rest of the chart. And in step number 4 of part 2, while maintaining that image of 3D, you move your eyes through the paragraphs on the chart, reading smaller and smaller lines of the text. The real benefit of the read without glasses method comes from practicing step number 4 of part 1 and step number 4 of part 2. Now, of course, the real benefit is that your eyes will become sharper and your focus will become clearer, and you'll be able to read smaller and smaller lines on the chart. So when you're practicing step 4 of both part 1 and part 2, you'll find that you can read some of the larger line type, and as you get down and down the chart, there'll come a point when the line won't be so clear. When you reach that point and you still hold the image of 3D, then at that time you breathe, you relax, don't try and force yourself to see better. The key to working the method is to relax. So you relax on that unclear line, you breathe, you relax your eyes, relax your shoulders, and breathe and stay relaxed, and you'll find either in that one session, in that very moment, that that line of type becomes clearer, or you may find that that clarity comes in a subsequent session. But nonetheless, the key is to find that boundary between the clear words that you can read and the words that are not so clear, and to take that boundary and to focus and relax and allow that 3D image to be present, and you will see more and more clarity as you continue to practice. Let's talk about glasses for a moment and which glasses to use, both when you're practicing the method and also in your day-to-day life. First of all, when you're practicing the method. If you have reading glasses, practice the read without glasses method without reading glasses. Of course, if you've never used reading glasses before and you're trying to prevent yourself from needing them, don't use any reading glasses either. Now, if you have been using distance glasses and you notice now that when you try to see up close, you can't focus well with those distance glasses, we recommend that you do the read without glasses method with those glasses on. Now, if you have bifocals, we recommend that you actually take a piece of paper and cover over the bottom portion, the bifocal correction, so that when you do the method, you're doing it by looking out only through the top portion of the glasses. If you already have reading glasses, take them off when you're practicing the read without glasses method. However, if you wear glasses for distance vision and are having trouble focusing up close with those glasses, we recommend that you do the method with those glasses on. Now, if you wear bifocals, then the way to practice the method is to either go back to an earlier prescription that did not have the bifocal addition on the bottom, or to actually take some paper and cover up the bifocal correction so that you are practicing the method looking through only the top part of your glasses. To sum up, when you're practicing the method, the only time that you would be using glasses is if you're using glasses that are prescribed for distance vision, and you want to improve your ability to focus at near while you are using those distance vision glasses. Now, what about glasses in your day-to-day life? First of all, if you can get by without using any reading glasses at all, of course, that's what we would recommend. Now, on the other hand, if you already have reading glasses and the prescription is strong or you're very used to using them, we recommend that you get a weaker prescription. You can either get a weaker prescription by going back to the drugstore, or you can go to a vision therapy optometrist who can prescribe you a weaker prescription. The key is to use your weakest prescription that you can and to use the glasses only when you absolutely need them. There are advanced ways to use the read without glasses method, and these advanced ways help to develop even greater tone and flexibility in your visual system. The convergence aspect of vision and the divergence aspect of vision can be strengthened and can be toned so that there is flexibility in those systems, and this will allow not only for greater improvement so that you can see in dim light, but it also will allow for greater improvement so that you will be able to do sustained near work without seeing your vision fade and decline. Slowly remove your finger and continue looking at that point in space where your finger was. Bring both your finger and the chart closer to you and continue to hold the image of 3D. Keeping the chart at reading distance, bring your finger in close to your nose, always focused on your finger. Notice how the dots on the other rows of the chart change. With the chart at reading distance, focus on your finger, which should be about halfway between you and the chart. Notice the 4 images of the 2 dots on the second row of dots. One at a time, look through each one of the images of the dots and read the words that are behind the image. Remember that you can practice with these advanced techniques in any order that you would like to. The choice is yours. One additional suggestion. Many of us find that we have trouble seeing clearly in dim light. Well, you can practice the read without glasses method or any of the advanced techniques in dim and dimmer light. And you'll find that when you practice in dim light, you'll improve your focusing ability in those low light levels. And you'll find that when you go to a restaurant or try to read a map in the car, that you will be able to see that just as clearly in dim light as you can in regular light. Don't get discouraged if you can't immediately and quickly learn every step of both parts of the method. Different people learn each step at different rates and at different speeds. Don't pressure yourself and don't pressure your eyes. The key to learning all the steps is relaxation. Now let's discuss what you can do to help yourself if you should have any problems learning any steps of either part of the Read Without Glasses method.
You can't see two images of your near finger or two images of the farther finger. Solution A. Practice shifting your focus quickly between your two fingers. Practice for approximately 30 seconds at a time frequently throughout the day until you can get it. Solution B. Look past your near finger to your farther finger. Have another person quickly cover and uncover one eye, then quickly cover and uncover the other eye. Alternate going back and forth from one eye to the other. Solution C. Wiggle first your near finger as you focus on your farther finger. Then wiggle the farther finger while you focus on the near one. You see 4 dots, but can't merge them into 3. Solution A. Shift your focus between your near finger and the chart, while bringing your near finger closer and closer toward your nose. Start with your near finger 10 or 12 inches from your nose and do 10 quick repetitions of shifting your focus. Then bring your near finger in an inch and do 10 more quick repetitions. Do this until your near finger is 2 or 3 inches from your nose. Solution B. Focus on your finger as you move it in figure 8s, left to right and up and down. As you continue, bring your finger closer and closer, staying focused on your moving finger. You should see only one finger. If you see 2 images of your finger, close your eyes, rest, relax, and breathe, and then continue. You can see 3 dots, but don't get the image of 3D. Solution A. Be patient and continue practicing. It may take a little while before you get the image of 3D. Solution B. Experiment with moving the chart closer or farther away. Solution C. Swing your body, your finger, and the chart. Look at your finger and see the 3 dots on the chart. You get the image of 3D, but in the wrong direction. In part 1, the middle dot should look farther away than the rest of the chart. If it doesn't, make sure you are focused on your finger. If you are, you'll see only one finger. If you see 2 images of your finger, you are not focused on it. In part 2, the middle dot should look closer to you than the rest of the chart. If it doesn't, make sure you are looking beyond the chart, not closer. To tell that you are, hold a finger up between you and the chart. If you are looking beyond the chart, you will see 2 images of your finger, as well as the 3 dots. You can do all the steps of both parts, but you can't hold one or more steps for long. As you practice a difficult step, make small movements of the chart. Spend more time on the steps that are difficult.
Let's say you can practice all the steps of both parts of the method, but you feel some discomfort when you're practicing some of the steps. Stop at the first sign of discomfort and relax, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and start again. Practice more frequently throughout the day, but each time that you practice for shorter periods of time. Practice shifting your focus from your finger to the chart, again for shorter periods of time, but more frequently throughout the day. Let's say that you can practice the Read Without Glasses method, but the print isn't becoming any clearer. Practice in brighter light. Remember to relax your eyes and relax your body. Blink and breathe. Practice with your finger closer to your eyes. Start with larger lines of type on the chart. If your original prescription was very strong, practice using a weaker pair of reading glasses. These solutions should get you through any difficulties that you might be having in learning any parts of the Read Without Glasses method. Have a little patience and be persistent, and you'll see that they will work. But if for some reason one of these solutions is not helpful to you, You may have an embedded or an undetected vision problem, in which case you should contact us at the Cambridge Institute for Better Vision. We'd be happy to hear from you, and we'd be happy to help you.
The Read Without Glasses method. We've shown you the method, we've shown you advanced techniques, and we've shown you troubleshooting. We know this is going to help you, and we look forward to hearing from you. We wish you success and good luck with this, and thank you very much.